What happens when a village boy teaches a powerful professor his secret? Watch till the end, because the truth changed his life forever. Ethan was a 14-year-old boy from a small village in rural Texas. He had no proper school, no expensive books, and no teacher. But he had a rare gift. He could understand machines, soil, water, and crops just by observing them. When an old tractor broke down, Ethan listened to the engine, bent one small wire and started it again. When crops were dying in the heat, he changed the water paths and saved the field. His grandmother Rosa watched him with pride, knowing the world had not yet seen his talent. One morning, Professor William Hayes arrived from Washington, D.C. in a big black car. He was famous, educated, and respected. He said he was studying small farming communities. But when he saw Ethan's green crops growing on dry land, he stopped in surprise. "Who did this?" he asked. Everyone pointed to Ethan, sitting under a tree with dusty hands. The professor walked to him and asked, "Can you show me?" Ethan stood up and said, "Come." For 7 days, the professor followed Ethan through the fields. Ethan showed him how soil felt when it needed water, how birds and wind revealed where to plant, and how machines could be fixed by listening to their sound. The professor wrote everything in his notebook. Ethan trusted him. On the last evening, Ethan said, "I always wanted to go to school." The professor smiled and said, "You are smarter than most of my students." Ethan believed maybe this man would help him. 3 months passed. No letter came, no call came. Then one morning, the village leader arrived with a newspaper. On the front page, Professor Hayes was holding a big award for a revolutionary farming method. Ethan read the article. The soil method was his. The water system was his. The nature signs were his. But his name was nowhere. He placed the newspaper down and whispered to Rosa, "Grandmother, he forgot my name." 2 weeks later, a young journalist named Maya Johnson came to the village. She felt something was wrong with the professor's story. She asked questions, listened to Ethan, and watched him explain the fields, water paths, soil, and machines. Ethan spoke calmly, without anger. When Maya asked if he was angry, Ethan said, "I am only sad that he did not think my name mattered." Maya knew the world needed to hear the truth. Maya wrote an article called "The Boy Who Taught the Professor." By morning, Ethan's story was everywhere. Newspapers printed it, TV channels discussed it, and people asked why a poor village boy had been ignored. The professor was questioned, and his university opened an investigation. Then a white envelope arrived for Ethan. Inside was a full scholarship to one of America's best agricultural universities. His studies, books, food, and living costs would all be paid. Ethan looked at his field and finally felt seen. The day Ethan left for university, the whole village stood along the dusty road. He carried one small bag with clothes, Maya's article, and a bottle of village soil from Rosa. She held his face and said, "People may steal your ideas, but they can never steal your gift." Ethan's eyes filled with tears, but he stayed strong. He picked up his bag and walked toward his future, knowing his village, his grandmother, and his gift would always be with him. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs motivation today. Like and subscribe to English Story Academy, where every story makes you stronger, wiser, and better in English. People can steal your ideas, but they can never steal your gift. Real knowledge stays inside you, grows with you, and one day the world sees where it truly came from.